Hi everyone. So today in this video I am going to discuss about what are the better way to do any bug report. So whenever we are creating any bug, so how can we do the better report for that bug? So in this video I am going to give you some guidelines for better bug reporting. So whenever we are creating any bug, then what are the better way we can follow for report any kinds of bug? So in this video, we are going to discuss about that in detail. So as a tester, as a QA, we have to follow some better reporting way for any bug report. So whenever we are as a tester, as a QA engineer, whenever we are writing or whenever we are logging any kinds of bug, so what are the better way or what are the guidelines we should follow? So that we are going to discuss about in this video. So let's discuss about that. So I am giving you on almost 12 guidelines for that. So that we have to follow whenever we are reporting any kinds of bug. So what is the first guidelines? So developer are majorly looking for three things in a bug report. What are the three things? One is steps to reproduce the bug, expected results, and actual result. So whenever as a QA we are going to logging any kinds of bug, then we have to write these three things. That is, what is the reproduce, what are the reproduce way, or how can we reproduce the bug, and then what is the expected results and what are the actual results. These three things we need to add in our bug report. Okay, so for that purpose, so developer are majorly looking for three things in a bug report. So this is the first guideline. And now coming to the second guidelines. So attaching a video has proven to be much more effective than a screenshot. So what we are follow? So whenever suppose there is a bug and we are going to log that bug in our one bug tracking tool called JIRA. So we are just giving one example. So we are taking the JIRA, and in the JIRA we are going to add that bug. So whenever we are adding that bug, or whenever we are logging the bug, then what we do? We give the screenshot for the bug. But what is the best guideline says? The guideline says that attaching video is proven to be much more effective than a screenshot. So as we are giving the screenshot, that is the fine, no problem, that is fine. When as we are attaching the screenshot, that is the fine. But that will be more effect if we add any kinds of video for that. Then we can properly see that what the steps we followed for that bug, or what is the expected results, what are the actual results. So everything we can see in that video. So that's why the second point says that attaching video has proven to be much more effective than a screenshot. Now number 3 guidelines. Sometimes bug can be environment specific. Make sure that it mentioned well. Means suppose let's say, just assume that I am testing one application in my Chrome browser. So Windows Chrome browser I am checking. So in Windows Chrome browser, the application is working perfectly fine. But whenever we are trying to check that application on Mac browser, in Mac Safari browser, okay, Mac Safari browser. So the Mac Safari browser, some issue is there, or the application is not working properly. That means it's an environment specific. So sometimes bug can be environment specific. So make sure that we mentioned well. So whenever we are logging the bug, so make sure that we have mentioned that in which environment or which version or which OS the bug is, the bug is getting. So we have to mention that. So that's why sometimes bugs can be environment specific, and make sure that it mentioned well. Now number 4 guidelines. Even if you wish to attach a screenshot, make sure that it's explanatory. Means whenever, so I want to add one screenshot, okay, no problem, but the screenshot should be explanatory. Okay. Now number 5 guidelines. Make the report search friendly by adding tag, title, etc. So whenever we are adding any bug, so in that bug report, the search friendly by adding ID, title, etc. Now number 6 guidelines, have a clear understanding of the audience of the report. So who is just, suppose I have added one bug. Okay, as per my understanding, I have added one bug. Now another guy is checking that bug, but he is not able to understand. Then, so there is no need to write this kind of bug, right? So that's why there should be a clear understanding of the audience of the report. So whoever is seeing the report, he can understand that, right? So this is the 6 guidelines. Now coming to the 7 guidelines, the reported issues will be analyzed for priority and severity. So thus explaining the user and impact of issues helps. Means whenever we are creating any kinds of bug in our bug report, the bug we have to analyze the priority and severity of that bug. Suppose there is a page or there is application. So in that application, the login, there is a login button. So whenever we are clicking on the login button, the button is not working. That means it's a high severity. So we have to mention in our bug report that it's a high severity. So if we add this kinds of text, it's a high severity. That means the developer will fix that bug very fast. So that's why the reported issues will be analyzed for priority and severity. So thus explaining the user and impact of issues helps, right? Now coming to the number 8 guidelines. So raise issues separately rather than stuffing them in a few and single reports. So rather than few and single reports, we have to raise the issues separately, right? So raise issues separately rather than stuffing them in few or single reports. Now number 8 guidelines. Sometimes feature might be disguised as bugs. So try to understand the software requirement as well. Means suppose let's say there is I'm giving you one example. Suppose there is a login page. So in the login page, 3 things are there. One is username field, another is password field, and the last one is the login button. And there is also one extra thing is there, that is let's say there is another link, forget password. So this link is present also. So that means in that application or in that page, total 4 things are there. One is username field, second one is password field, third one is login button, and fourth one is that forget password link. But whenever we are testing, so if we are not understand the requirement very properly, so we didn't check the requirement or we don't have any idea on that requirement, what is the requirement, then so what we will do generally, maybe some cases we can create a bug like that, forget password link is extra added in the login page, like that we can add that. But what is the real scenario? The real scenario is that it's a feature. As per the requirement, the forget password should be present on the login page. It's a feature, but we didn't see that requirement. Okay, so that's why we added the forget password link as a bug. So that's why sometimes feature might be disguised as a bug. So try to understand the software requirement well. Okay, now coming to the number 10 guidelines. So what is the 10 guidelines is that do not include step that would not impact the bug. So whenever we are whenever we are creating any bug, so obviously we have to add the reproduction step. So how we get the issue. So maybe sometimes we add the few extra lines. So that lines is not needed for that bug. So that's why we have to follow that. We don't add any kinds of extra line or extra step on that bug. What is the bug exactly? How we can get the bug? So exactly that lines we will add. But rather than we are not adding any kinds of extra line. So that's why number 10 guideline says that do not include the step that would not impact the bug. Now number 11 guidelines. duplicate reports are not that harmful as they can add more information sometimes. So that means whenever, suppose I am a tester and another tester is there in my project, so we two tester are assigned for a project. Okay, now I have added one bug, and as per my understanding I created one bug. Okay, so I have added the, I mean test steps, expected result, actual result, everything I have added. And the another guy, he also added the same bug, but he have written some another step. So maybe two steps can be vary. Okay, so maybe I have added one way, and the another guy is added this another way to make the bug. Okay, so as per his understanding, he added the reproduction step, and as per my understanding, I have added the reproduction step. Maybe whatever I have added, that is the different, that is the different way for the bug find, and whatever the another guy added, maybe that is the different way how he can find the bug. So the way is the different, but bug is the same, maybe. Okay, so that's why duplicate reports are not harmful, as they can add more information sometimes. Sometimes that is, that can add more information. Okay, now coming to the last and 12th guidelines. So in the 12 guidelines, what the guideline says that before writing a report, make sure that the investigation is extensive. So we have to investigate in a extensive way. So how much we have to investigate. Okay, then we can write a report. Okay, so that's why before writing a report, make sure that the investigation is extensive. That means we have properly read the requirements, what the client says, and then we have analyzed the requirements. So everything we have investigate in an extensive way, then we can write a report for any bug. So these the 12 things we have to remember very carefully for the bug, for better bug reporting. We all report the bug, but now today in this video I am going to just give you some knowledge, on extra knowledge, that how we can report a bug in a better way. Okay, so these are the guidelines that we need to follow whenever we are writing or whenever we are creating any bug. So these are the guidelines. Every tester, every QA engineer, we need to follow that. Okay, so I think this video will be very helpful to you. If yes, then one like please. If you have any doubt, please comment me. Share this video to your nearest friends and subscribe my channel EduPaat and clicking on the bell icon. So see you in the next videos with some another topic of software testing. Thank you.